Hey guys, it's Bunnies and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Today we are in my office and for the first time in my entire life, I think, I'm going to be doing a story time with you guys here today. So I've never done a story time on my channel, I don't think, at least not intentionally. Like I've never came to you guys and just sat down to tell you guys a story. But something happened to me the other day and it's not funny, but when I think about it now, it's like, I'm just so like, oh my god. But it's not funny or anything like that. But I'm coming to you guys for our first ever story time. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. And if you're new, hit that sub button with your bunny paw. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. But as you guys probably read through the title today, we are going to be talking about the time that I almost hit somebody. I almost ran somebody over. I almost killed somebody. Somebody ran in front of my car, and like whatever one of those basically you want to take from it is basically what happened. So we're gonna get right into that story right now. Last Wednesday on September 11th, I went to my nail salon to go get my nails done. I was just getting like a little color change, kind of like a fill. These are my natural nails, but I do get what's called an overlay put on top of them so that they don't break. So these are my nails. I have like really kind of thin nails and they break a lot, or like one will break, and that's my biggest pet peeve. So anyways, I went to go get my nails done and I got my nails done per usual. Everything was great. I was so happy. And I was driving home in my Jeep. If you guys don't know, we have a Jeep and you know, it's a big car. It's not a Jeep Wrangler like a lot of you guys think, but we do have a big Jeep. So I'm driving down this road and the speed limit is about 50 miles an hour. So I'm jamming about 50 miles an hour, you know, just chilling. I'm not even listening to any music. I'm not talking on the phone. I'm just literally like just driving, so happy. I think I was gonna go get some food for me and Aunt. And so I'm on a pretty busy street. The street is actually extremely busy. So busy that they're gonna be making another lane for it. So it gets really busy and there were cars behind me. Just kind of giving you guys like a background so you guys can visualize it. So I'm driving, cars behind me. There's cars in front of me, but there's a pretty good distance. Like I would say like, I don't know, maybe like 5 cars. There's a car in front of me, about 5 car lengths in front of me, so pretty far distance. So I see this guy walking on the side of the road, and I don't think anything of it because obviously we see a lot of people walking on the side of the road. If you drive, like hello, you don't ever think about it. So this guy seen me, and I don't know what was going on in his mind or what happened, but he pretended to jump in front of my car. And that's kind of like, wait, what? Rewind, wait. How does somebody pretend to jump in front of your car? So he like jumped out past the like line that is supposed to be for like pedestrians and like the bike, you know how there's a sidewalk and then it goes like the bike lane, and then that bike lane like line, you're not supposed to go over that because that's where cars are actually, that's the road. So he jumped like from the sidewalk onto the bike lane, like threw his body out, like as if he was gonna like throw himself in front of my car. Mind you guys, I'm driving 50 miles an hour. Thinking back about it, I'm getting a little bit of anxiety and like a little bit emotional thinking about it because like I'm just kind of taking myself back in that like, that feeling. So he threw himself out, like his full hands and like his leg, like he was like going for it. Like this man was improv acting like there was no tomorrow. So I slam on my brakes because in my mind I'm like, Jesus, like literally I was like, oh my god, like I was so terrified. So I slammed on my brakes. Thank god I wasn't rear-ended. Nobody got hurt in this story, thank goodness. But he just kept walking. This man just keeps walking and he's laughing. And me, I'm a very like, I was so shocked that like my reaction wasn't to like roll down my window and start yelling at him. My reaction, I had no reaction. I was just like I was literally in shock. Like I don't know what happened, but like just nothingness was going on inside. Like I don't know if my brain was preparing to like try to put this trauma that was about to happen in a compartment, so I never had to think about it in, because I thought I was going to, like, I knew if I hit him going 50 miles an hour, most likely I was going to kill him. Like, that was going through my head. I was like, well, not going through my head because I obviously didn't know, but like that's what went through my head. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill this guy. Like, so I thought I was going to kill somebody right then, and thank God he didn't jump. So I kept driving, and I am just driving, and at this point, you guys, I think I'm going like 30 miles an hour on a 50-mile-an-hour road. So I just kind of, I'm shaking. I'm like pissed off. I'm horrified. I don't even know what I feel anymore after like I kind of start driving again. And I call Aunt. And again, but during this part, I didn't really feel too much. I was just like, oh my god, that just happened. And I felt so like blessed and lucky that he didn't jump in front of my car, because like, again, if he would have, I really think I would have probably killed him. I've never hit anybody in my entire life in a car, so I've never experienced what that is or is like. I've actually never hit any car, period, in my life. I've gotten rear-ended, but I've never hit somebody. So that was just so traumatic to me. So I call Aunt, and he gets on the phone, and like as soon as I hear his voice, you guys, all these emotions come like flooding in. I'm pissed. I start screaming and like yelling, and then all of a sudden I start crying, and Aunt is like, wait, what's going on, what's happening? And I'm like, this guy just like pretended like he was going to jump in front of our car, and like, and I was like, what do you mean? Because I guess like, how do you really explain that? Like, this man went like this, like in front of my car. And so I start crying, and Aunt's like, oh my god, like, are you okay? Because Aunt in the moment is like thinking logically, and he's like, you're driving, like you cannot cry when you're driving, like it's very dangerous. He's like, you know, just please drive safe, please drive home, you know, whatever. So we're talking, and Aunt's like, man, if I was there. And I don't really go too many places without Aunt, you guys. Like, basically whenever I go somewhere, he goes with me, and that's just kind of, we just do everything together. So of course, this is a time like we're not together, which is honestly probably a blessing, because if Aunt was there and the guy did that, honestly, I don't think that would have been good at all. So I'm driving home, and I'm just thinking about like, am I mad about this? Am I like sad about this? Am I not sad? Am I mad about this? Am I like relieved about this? Am I like, how am I feeling? Because I have all these like mixed emotions about what just happened, you guys. I felt so relieved that he didn't jump in front of my car, obviously, because like that would have been life-changing for the worst way possible. And I'm at the same moment like, you stupid idiot, I'm so upset, because I'm like, you could have gotten me hit. Like, somebody could have rear-ended me if they weren't that far away from me. They could have rear-ended me, and I could have gotten really hurt. Or if the light, because it was right before a light in an intersection, so if the light was red, or if the light was like changing yellow or something, like you just never know. There's all these like situations I start like playing out in my mind, and I'm just pissed. And I'm like, dude, oh man, I just want to punch him in the face, you know what I mean? So that is what happened to me. So I told my stream the other day, I kind of teased it, not teased it, but like I was like, oh my god, you guys, something crazy happened. I think I'm gonna do a story time on it. And it's the craziest thing that's honestly, I feel like, has ever happened to me, because I've never been this close to killing somebody, like essentially. Again, I really believe that if he would have jumped in front of my car, I would have probably killed him. Like, that's what really I think. So I've never essentially been this close to possibly killing somebody in my life. It really opened my eyes to like, just be so defensive when you drive. Like, I feel like when we drive, we kind of get this like sense of false security, right? We're like, oh, like driving just becomes like a normal thing. And you kind of just like autopilot drive, or you're just kind of like, you know, you're just driving to get somewhere. You don't really think about like what's going on around you, or like, when I say that, I mean like being super defensive, right? Like, I feel like, at least for me, and I'm stupid for this, but I kind of like trust drivers, where I'm like, oh, like everyone has like their driver's license. Like, yeah, people aren't going to be considerate, but they're not going to like try to, you know, hurt you kind of thing, you know? But you just have to be really, really defensive when you drive, and try to not get in that like mindset and like normality, I guess, of driving, and just try to like always be aware. I don't think I could have done anything differently in this situation, to be honest, because like this wasn't something that was like obviously in my control. I wasn't going over the speed limit or anything like that. Like was doing literally like nothing wrong, but I still feel like that I did do something wrong, which is really crappy to feel like, because like I was literally just driving my own business and this guy just like interjects himself into like my life. And like this is something that was so traumatic to me that like I don't know if I'll honestly ever forget it. I remember the guy's face, you guys. This is how like intense it was. I don't know, it's just so like, it was just so scary. And even like when I think about it now, like I get so choked up because I'm like happy that it didn't happen, and I'm like, oh my god, if this would have happened, like I don't know how I could have lived with myself. So it's messed up, dude. Some people in this world are messed up and they just want to mess with you and just like F with you or like F with your head, and it's so stupid. But that is the time that I almost killed somebody and they pretended to jump in front of my car. So that is our story for today, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys want me to do more story times like this, then comment some stories maybe you'd like me to tell, I don't know, down in the comment section. If you are ever tempted to like eject yourself into someone's life and cause them misery or grief or scare or anything like that, just don't. Just please don't do that to somebody, because it's really, really messed up to do that to somebody, to like make them fear. I almost felt like I was in fear for my life, even though it was his life I was in fear for. It's so weird, and I shouldn't even care about his stupid life because he's the one who jumped in front of me like a stupid idiot. Yeah. I love you guys so much. If you guys have ever experienced anything crazy like this when you were driving by some random crazy person, feel free to comment in the comment section what you've experienced if you want to talk about it, and feel free to, you know, open up about it. Don't feel like you have to or any pressure, just curious to see if anyone else has ever dealt with anything like this before, because again, I've never dealt with like anything like this. I've never had anybody mess with me like this, especially not while driving. So I don't know, man, it's crazy. But anyways, I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys. Mwah.